Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakhat Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are now doing the fifth chapter of the Ashtavakra Gita, and this is where Ashtavakra, the sage Ashtavakra, is instructing us how to give up. How to give up. It's easy to give up once we know that we don't really own it. So giving up is giving up a notion that we own it. That's what we have to give up. And unfortunately, most of us, while living in this world, are so deeply involved, and in the transactional level, we own things. So I own my own accounts in the bank accounts, the wealth that I have accumulated, the investments that I have done, and the house that I own, and so on. So if you start giving a list of all the things and the taxes that I pay for owning, so I try to own it. At the same time, I try to complain if I am being taxed. And the employment, the salaries, and the bank accounts, and the wealth that is needed to maintain myself, maintain my family, all that goes on, and people spend all their time in this, worrying about if they don't have it, and worrying about how to make more. You don't worry about how you have more, nobody worries about it, and you may worry about how to secure the wealth that you earn more. And particularly if it is earned by illegally, you are more insecure, because you may get caught. And there's one fellow, a story of Gurudev, one of the stories of the Gurudev that he mentions. And one fellow, he made a lot of money, and if he puts in the bank, obviously, people are in taxes, so he was hiding the money in the house or somewhere, and he is going to the temple and praying, Lord, to help me earn more or whatever that wants. And he was such a bhakta, and suddenly he heard that some robbers have come and trying to steal all the money, and they broke open the house, and whatever the money he has hidden, they could find it and looted out of the house, and is completely helpless, and now whatever the money he saved is gone. And he was in a despair. Oh Lord, I've been praying you, and you send the thieves in order to steal my money. Wow, you're not listening to my prayer, and you are hurting me more. So that was how he was thinking. Then he later learned that the income tax people are raiding the house to find out if he has stored any money. But all the money that is stored is already taken by the thieves. So now he is elevated. Oh God, you are so beautiful. You know what to do. That's why you took the money in the thieves. Now you are sending. If they found out before itself the money, then I would have been in the jail also. Whether the thieves will be in jail or not, I will be in jail. So now he is praising the Lord. So all this that really comes and goes is only a notional one, because we came into the world without anything, and definitely we are going to leave this world. We cannot take a single penny with us, and we came into the world without even clothes. Everything is given. Like if you go to a 5-star hotel, you have towels, soaps, and everything are provided in that. And in the same way, when you enter into this world, it's multi-star as though hotel, the mother is there to give you her own milk for you so that to grow. The fruits are there, the vegetables are there, varieties and varieties, air to breathe, water to drink, you name it, everything is in the world was there. And when you quit, just as you leave the 4-star hotel, leaving all the towels and everything else there, you just take your suitcase and go. The same way, when you leave this world, you cannot take a penny, all you take is your dharma and adharma that you have committed here. That's all your property. That's alone you can, it follows you. And if you understand it, that I do not own anything in this world, then it's, if I have that understanding, then it's easy to renounce. And you don't have to give up something that, because the Lord also has provided so that the body, mind, intellect are taken care of. So just because you are Vedantin doesn't mean that you can become pauper, and Lord has to say, I gave you intelligence to think properly. So whatever the wealth that is given, use properly as required and give up the rest of it to proper the adhikaris, that means deserving people who needs help to grow up so that they can also come in the same stage as yours. So by education, by helping those who are in need, that's how your wealth should be used, and that's what essentially involves, so that you can do all that, and you can give only if you have it. If you don't have it, you cannot give. So therefore, you accumulate more. Even the Vedanta says, Upanishads, earn more, but distribute it properly to the proper. So earning is not a problem. Just because Vedantin, you say, I'm Vedantin, I should not earn. No. Earn as much as you can by dharmic way, but distribute the wealth and spend the wealth properly as a trustee of, because Lord has given you now in that form, now distribute it for the Lord's sake. How do I distribute? Because those who are in need, help them so that they can also see the presence of the Lord. So that's how I had to give up. So giving up is not physically, but mentally my ownership, mentally my attachments, mentally any associations. That's why tyage naike mrutattva manaso. So renunciation helps you to evolve, but renunciation is at the mental level. Physical level helps, but it is what is required is mental ownership, that I am this, I am this, I am this. Starting from says jati niti kula gotra duragam nama rupa guna dosha varjitam desha kala vishayati bhaktiyatu brahma tattvamasi bhava yatmani. The Viveka Chudamani says how he says jati, niti, kulam, gotram, everything is away from you. You are none of them. And the every other ownership is really not real ownership. You superimpose your ownership, but you can act as though you are a trustee of that, where you operate as the Lord has given you to use it properly for some transactional purposes that are needed. So in that sense, you have to live in the world. So we did the sloka 3 of the 5th chapter. Pratyakshamapya vastutvad. So pratyaksham, whatever I see is not really, is avastu, there's no absolute reality to it. Vishwam nastyamale nasti. The whole world is not real. Not real means not really real, and not really exists itself. And what is their existence in the form of Vishwam is the Lord only. Lord only is called Vishwarupam. So Vishwarupa Darshanam, Isha Darshanam, Vishwarupa Darshanam means Ishvara Darshanam. If I can see the Lord in everywhere, that is the Ishvara Darshanam, and that is Vishwarupam also. Because the Lord, first word in the Vishnu Sahasranama is Vishwam. then Vishnu. So whole universe is nothing but Vishnu only. Then Vishnu comes. So Vyapakatva, who pervades the whole universe, is also Vishnu. So if I can see the Vishnu in everything that I see, then my vision becomes a different. I have a reverential attitude towards the Lord. Therefore, my relationship with the world is different, whether it's a good or bad. And so in India, when they go to different temples, they give all sorts of prasadams. Some are bitter, some are sweet, some are tasteless, and whatever. But you are ready to accept it as with a reverential attitude only because it's coming from the Lord. Same way, when I recognize that everything is coming from the Lord Himself is providing in these forms, then I dispose it off properly with a reverential attitude. Not that I have to go and cater to every snake and every fox and because it's a Lord. No. What it means is you treat fox as a fox with a reverential attitude where you have to keep it in that place only. So that's essentially what's involved in the sloka, in the renunciation. We'll do the last sloka of this chapter. Samadukha sukha purna, samadukha sukha purna, asha nairasya samaha, asha nairasya samaha, samajivita mrutyuhu, samajivita mrutyuhu, sanneva eva layam raja, sanneva eva layam raja. Together. Samadukha sukha purnaha, asha nirasyayoho samaha, samajivita mrutyuhu, sannevameva layam raja. So here he is talking about samatvam that we discussed before. Samadukha sukhaha. So equanimity of whether it is a pain and a pleasure. This is what really gives. Pleasure will be coming, pain will be coming. As the one wages in terms of time-wise, as you age, things will not, the body will start deteriorating, but that's because that's a natural. So every matter has to go through 6 modifications: asti, jayate, ruddhate, and there are 6 more, and apachiyate, and then the mrityu, the death comes. So the deterioration and the death, old age, deterioration and the death, this cannot be avoided, and as long as one is living, the body has to undergo. And in the process of this aging process, things don't work. One cannot sit, one cannot get up, one cannot walk, all the problems associated with it. Just as any vehicle will have problem as it ages. So what do you have to do? Take it to the garage, get it repaired, and if repairable, get it repaired so that it can be pushed some more, and to the degree that one can. So you have to take care of the body. You have to feed the body at least what is required so that it can continue. How? Since in the sloka, Bhadram karne visrunuyama deva, Bhadram pasyeva akshabirjayatra, Sirai rangaihi shastuvagam sastanovihi, Siraihi angaihi shastuvagam sastan vyashema deva hitam yadayu. Let all my limbs and bones all work properly. So I just recently got my knee replacement surgery, and the pains are going on. But the pains are property, that's because it's a surgery, it has to go through the process. So it may take more time, but having a vision that I am not having a pain, but in spite of the pain, so pain, whatever need to be done to take care of the body level, whether the painkiller or whatever that need to be a massage or whatever, all those things, the heat treatment, cold treatment that's going on with my knee, all are part of the things that are needed for the wound to cure. At the same time, I am none of this, I am beyond. So I need this for my transactions. So Vyashema Devahitam Yadahyo. What do I need it for? says, let me live whatever my assigned value. I am not asking you to give me some more life. I am not asking you to take away my love. I am asking to give me, let me live whatever that is assigned, but for Devahitam. Let me do that which pleases the Lord. What pleases the Lord? So Lord is everything. How do I know Lord is pleased? So question is, so someone asked, went to Swamiji and asked, how do I know what I am doing? Lord is pleased with you. Then Swami said, are you pleased by your work? Forget about the Lord. Are you happy with your work? No, I am not happy. In that case, how do you expect the Lord to be happy with your work? So before you question whether Lord is happy or not, make sure that you are happy. Whatever the action you have done is the best and it is a dharmic way. Then Lord, you are happy. I'm happy I did a good thing. I'm happy I did most beautifully this work. I'm happy I painted so beautifully a creative work. I am happy because whatever the capacities or skills the Lord has given me, I am making use of it to the best that I can for the benefit of the Lord, who is the totality. Whether somebody benefits is not is important. That's the Lord problem. You are doing your part, your best is your contribution, that is a creative contribution. That is what your prayers will be for the Lord. You are remembered not because of how you did or what you did, but what creative work you have done. That's how you remember. So doing good work is essentially pleasing the Lord. Pleasing Lord will be pleased when you are pleased, and you are the pleased, and Lord is pleased because you are beautifying the creation. Then everyone who sees that, oh, it's so beautiful, so good. So appreciation of the Lord through different people comes into picture. It means Lord is appreciated. Those who are evolved only can appreciate. Don't go for appreciation. That comes automatically when you please the Lord. So here, samadukka sukha. So that's what we said in the last class. It says samatvam yoga yuchyate. One who sees the equanimity in what? In dukkham or sukham, the pains and the pleasures and all that. He sees this same. He is beyond the things that pain and pressures are coming at a different level. So sitam, ushnam, sukham, dukkham, manam, apamanam, all are either the body level, sitam, ushnam, it's too cold, it's too hot, I cannot sleep. All these complaints will not much. If it solve the problem, complain. Otherwise, people don't solve the problem. So, but the situation where you cannot avoid and can't do anything about it, then bear with it. Lord has given you an opportunity to enjoy that way also. That's what is samatvam. And samadukkam sukha. So equanimity in terms of the pleasures and pains. And you are purnaha. You are complete and full as you are. So there is nothing you really need. That's why the whole Sita Prajna is involved this aspect only. Where Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Parthamanogatan Atmaniyeva Atmana Tushtaha is reveling in himself by himself, because the self that he revels is Purnaha, is complete, and there is nothing he really needs. Asha Nairasya Yoho Samaha. There is Asha and Nairasya. Either the hopes, and I hope everything will be all right. I hope he's okay. I hope my daughter gets something. I hope all those things are hopes, and nirasha. That means the disappointments, all that come are part of the dvandvas. So you make an effort to do the best, and without the expectation you cannot really act. But the expectation also can go wrong. So what you have is make best as you can. It didn't come. If you have a choice, make another best, or offer it to the Lord. So essentially, asha nairasya yoho samaha, samajivita mrutyuhu. So whether it's a birth or death or living or unliving is samaha, equanimity. So not only other people, because you know that it's only body dies and the mind, the subtle body goes to different lokas. So there is no real death of anything. It's only whatever is born has to die. And that is the thinking that you have equanimity. Doesn't mean that you should not give a sentimental, solace, the one that helps others when they are crying, when they lose the nearest, and so on. So you can be compassionate for others, but when from your own attitude, either living or death, doesn't matter. In fact, you have to die every minute to live for the next minute. That is the real death. Samajivita mrityu sat eva meva layam raja. That alone is the being, a sense of yourself, where it is you are beyond the death and beyond the birth and beyond any modifications, either at the physical level or the mental level or the intellectual level. And either the manam, apavanam, sukham, dukkham and sitam, bushnam, or one is body level, the mental level or intellectual level. They are all ups and downs, and the positives and negatives will be happening all the time. But if I have equanimity, says dukkeshu anudvignamanaha sukeshu vigatasproha vitaraga bhayakrodaha sitadhir muniruchyate, is sthitadhihi, well established in the knowledge that I am beyond all these things. And sat eva meva layam bhaja, that indeed is the layam, dispassion. So understanding itself that I am pure Satchidananda Swarupam, everything is only a superficial names and forms with all the associated relationships, and I have nothing to relate to because I am infinite, and nothing to cry about because no modifications in me. All this sukham, dukkham, it never touches me. I am beyond all that. That understanding says anything becomes equal vision, and then samatvam comes into picture to that person who has a equanimity in the vision. That's what is the sloka that we quoted. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini sunischaiva swabhakaicha brahmana panditaha samadarsanaha. So become a pandita, because pandita never cry. Asochan anyasochatvam prajnavadam bhashase gatasu na gatasum cha na anusochanti panditaha na anusochanti panditaha. So pandits will not cry. Pandit means jnani will not cry. And the jnani is the one who sees oneness that pervades everything. Whether it is people are dying, because everything that is born has to die, but knowing very well nobody dies, every body dies, but nobody dies. And that's how Krishna's teaching is. Say, natvevaham jatunasam natvam nemi janadipaha nasaivan avavishyamaha sarvemaya vatah param. There is a never a moment, natvevaham, never a moment I was not there, never a moment you are not there, never a moment all these kings are there, and they all will be in the future. So there is no death, real death for anybody, and nobody dies, but every body that's born has to die. So, but I am not the body, therefore I live eternally. Ajonicha shashvatoyam purano hanyati hanyamane shariri. Even when the body is killed, I never get killed because I am eternal. That is how Krishna starts his teaching itself. So the whole chapter is essentially a sadhana for an individual and how to grow beyond that. And what we said, a simplest and the best way of giving up is giving up the names and forms. That's all we can give up. Substantive is, see the substantive is nothing but Ishvara only. And the next level, of course, is seeing yourself as the substantive. But before that, it's easy for the mind to see the presence of the Lord everywhere, including everything that is gone, everything that's coming, everything that's going to come, whether it is a good or bad, because good or bad are relative. That's why Ishvara, Vishwarupa Darshanam is Ishvara Darshanam. And for in the 11th chapter, in the 10th chapter, only Krishna gives you what are my great things, Vibhuti. But there are other things bad also. So that's what he shows. I am not only the best, but the other part is also me only. I am not only the food, garbage also me only. Because from the electron, protons and point of view, garbage is the same and food is also same, because both are electrons, protons and neutrons. Even though the utility is different, the packaging is different, but the essence is the same. So in the Vishwarupa Darshanam, in the 11th chapter, after the 11th chapter comes after 10th chapter, that means first he glorifies only great things in the 10th chapter as his Vibhuti, but in the 11th chapter, even everything else is me, including Rakshasas on one side and Devas on the other side. So both Sitam, Ushnam, Sukham, Dukkham, Manam, Aparam, all the dualities are only at that level. I pervade the whole thing, or Lord pervades everything. If I have that understanding, my attitude in facing the world, in facing the life is completely different. So I will not be affected by anything. I don't depend on anything other than the Lord, and Lord is everywhere, and there is never a time Lord is not there. So, and Lord is in me also. So when the Lord is in me, even the world disappears, but I have the Lord also. But ultimately, I and the Lord have become one and the same. That vision becomes a renunciation of all things that doesn't belong to me, and renunciation which is needed in order for understanding Aham Brahmasmi. And that is the whole sadhana involved in the 5th chapter. We took it because it's so intense, and unlike other chapters where the highest philosophy is taught, here this chapter is more from the point of a sadhaka of how one can realize that state that was being pointed out in the very first chapter itself. I am the witnessing self, and that was the essential teaching there. And Janaka got it, and he was outpouring what a beautiful nature of myself, because he understood that Aham Brahmasmi. So that's why outpouring burst forth his happiness that he has realized. And the other chapters are only to see how a Mahatma acts in the world and how a Jivan Mukta acts in the world, knowing wherever I am everything at the same time at the transactional level. That's what is called a Jivan Mukta, and all that is been covered. Now we'll go to the next 6th chapter next in the next talk. I'll stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi